I'm pretty sure I just had my first mystical experience on my Dr. Joe Dispenza meditation. If you didn't know, I'm consistently doing his meditations. This is day 55. Yay me. I've probably missed like one day, but other than that, I've been very consistent, and I'm going to keep going for one whole entire year. And I'm going to share my journey here to see, all the things that happens during his meditations. But one of the things that Dr. Joe talks about all the time is a mystical experience. And mystical experiences are basically experiences that don't make sense to your logical mind. It's kind of like a way for you to fully know that you are not your body, that you are consciousness. And so when you're new to Dr. Joe Dispenza meditations, I actually would recommend you to set intentions to have a mystical experience, because I think this will strengthen your belief that you are consciousness, that you are so much more than your body and your thoughts and your conscious mind, right? And I think when you have that belief that, yes, my thoughts do create my reality, that this entire world is actually a world of energy and we can receive anything we desire from the quantum field, I think from that space, it's much easier for you to have a belief and a knowing that whatever you desire is truly yours, and you can literally create it by using focus, by changing your energy state and your thoughts. So one of my mystical experiences, I think it happened a week ago, because I usually write down everything that I see and feel after my meditations. And I just felt like this one was particularly so interesting. And I call it a mystical experience because I felt like I was not me. It's hard to even like vocalize this, that I was not me, but I was me. And I was watching what was happening, but I was also it. Does that make sense? But anyway, what I saw and felt, and I'm going to try to like put this into words as best as I can, because if any of you have also had similar experiences, you know that it's all feeling, right? So it's like, it's hard to talk about it. And that's why I have so much respect for people like Dr. Joe and everyone else who've been on this journey and is actually teaching it, because it's like, how do you put this into words? Like, it's hard. But anyway, essentially what I saw was I was in space, like outer space, and I was surrounded by stars and galaxies and planets. And it was kind of getting goosebumps as I'm talking about this, but it was like massive, right? And everything was just like expanded. Like I could feel that everything was big. Everything was just like I could really sense space around me. And for some reason, I put my finger up, and again, it's not like my finger as Silkina, but my consciousness put like a finger up. And like the minute that I put my finger up, it was almost like there was this gel-like substance, and it sent ripples across space, right? So I was like, oh, so space is not really empty, it's dense. Then I put my other finger up, my consciousness, and I kind of tap space again. I kind of felt that gel-like substance on me, and it was also sending like that ripple out into outer space and into universe. I'm very well aware that maybe none of this makes sense, but in that moment, as I was doing that and as that was happening, I was getting the awareness that this is how flexible space is, and this is how malleable and clay-like it is. Within my consciousness in that moment, I was able to realize that I can move reality. Like I can just shape it into whatever that I desire. And mind you, this was all happening in like a second. Like it happened so fast, because in that same moment that all of this was happening, I was getting this awareness. I was like, oh my God, so reality is actually this flexible, and I can just shift things around. And I'm not like, we're not living in like this world of matter where everything is hard and rigid. Oh my God, my cat is being so cute. But we can actually shape our reality to what we desire. In that same moment that I was having this realization, putting my finger up, that same moment, I kind of came back to this body, like Silkina, because I think it was a little bit too much for me to kind of comprehend that. And so in that same moment, I think like my mind or my ego got a little scared that it was getting a little too real. Like, I think I was about to ask myself, like, what is happening and where am I? And the moment I had that thought, I was back in my body. And I was like, what? Like, I feel like I could have stayed a little longer. And ever since then, I haven't had a mystical experience again. And honestly, I've read a lot of Joe Dispenza books. I have watched a lot of his lectures, and even he talks about it. He's like, every time I have some kind of mystical experience that kind of blows his mind and makes him think out of the box, the next time he goes into a meditation, he has like this urge to recreate it, and that force usually does not make it happen, right? Because you're just trying too hard to create the known. And the magic of this work is opening yourself up to the unknown. And so if you can expect the same thing to happen again, then it's not from the quantum field, right? Because it's like you're just trying to recreate the same thing, and that's not how it works. So I don't know if that was considered like a mystical experience, because I know that other people's mystical experiences, like they meet, other beings, and like they go to another planet, and, they connect with star seeds. And I haven't had that kind of a mystical experience, but this was sort of, I think, like a little warm up, because I remember in that moment, I was like, oh my God, so it's real. I am consciousness, and I'm not just Silkina. Like, I am separate from Silkina, but I'm also her. I'm still sort of trying my best to kind of put this into words, but let me know what you guys think. And also, have you had any mystical Joe Dispenza experiences? Let me know, because I want to hear all about it.